Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy the Chief, aka the Chef, aka the Decimator of Dynamites, bringing you a brand new episode of Brawl Stars, where inside of today's video, we're going to be checking out the newest mode coming out inside of Brawl Stars very soon, called Hot Zone. Now inside of Hot Zone, you're going to be facing off in 3v3 against your opponents, trying to control the center spots, and basically if you end up stepping on one of the spots that's uncontested by your opponents for 3 seconds, you're going to end up scoring a point for your team. Basically, if you guys have ever played a game called Domination in Call of Duty, this operates pretty similarly, except you have to stay on the spot at all times, and you're trying to get to 20 points before your opponents in order to end up picking a win. Pretty straightforward. Now, if a spot is contested, for example, if 2 people, 1 from each team, are on the spot, no one's going to generate any points, but basically, you're just trying to stay within these hot zones to get points for your team, hopefully reach 20 points before your opponents, and find yourselves picking up some wins. Now, what better way to get into it than just getting into battle number 1 right now? And for that, we're going to be playing Hot Zone on 1 point. Let's get into it right now. Here we go, Mr. P in hand, and you guys can see on this map called 1 point, we've got the hot zone in the very center. So our goal is to stay inside of the zone without our opponents being inside of it and to get together some points. Now, since Mortis is in the zone, we're not getting any right now. We have to clear them completely out of this zone to be able to get anything done. And what's unique about this map is that there is actually only 1 zone on it. A lot of the maps have multiple zones inside of it, but now that we control it, every 3 seconds, we're gonna be picking up some nice points. And why don't we continue to go ham with Mr. P right here and start spawning our little mini penguins. All right, so far so good. We're at 2 points already. Now this Nita bear is pretty dang annoying, to be honest, so we're just going to continue just flying on forward right here. Going to throw my turret backwards just to make sure that we have a little bit of protection. Nita's going to go ahead and go down, and this one's already been pretty well contested to where things might not necessarily be a sweep. Mortis is going to figure out where I am, so he's going to go in, and at 2-0, you can see that it's pretty difficult actually to control the center spot for a multiple period of time, especially when you're playing with bots who don't necessarily know the whole objective of the game. All right, well, I'm going to keep going ham with Mr. P right here. Tara's probably going to use her super in a second, so we need to be a little concerned about that. My penguin is continuing to go ham right here as Mortis is going to meet his maker. And guys, we're actually going to end up losing this center point, and they're going to get their very first star, to where we need to turn this one around. I mean, Max Crow isn't necessarily the strongest combination I've ever seen inside of Brawl Stars. Tara is still here, and she is legit trying to gun us down right now. Max gonna end up killing Tara at the last second, but guys, with 35 seconds remaining, this has been contested basically all game long, and I don't know how we're gonna be able to do this. Double points, though, appear within the last 30 seconds, to where we need to finish this one off if we want to get a win. 3-2, finally gonna get another point, and finally this should be our game to win at 5 points to 2 to finish this one off. Control is made of the center of the map. Mortis is gonna be a little too late to get the job done. GG, well played, and it's safe to say that this one didn't necessarily go as planned, but so long as we get the dub, I'm happy with how this one went down. Okay, so that's a good example of this one right here called 1 point. Again, rarely having that 1 zone in the very center. Let's get into map number 2 and see if we can keep the momentum rolling. For the name of this map, we're actually gonna have it end up being called 2 point, which is very original given that there's 2 points on this one. So on a map like this is where points really start to come out in force, because you guys are focusing on completely different zones of the map. Now, I've already taken control of the right-hand side, so my opponents can either try to contest the spot that I'm on right now, or they can end up going towards that left-hand zone. Let's just go ahead and chill right here. Brock will end up landing his rockets, which is impressive, to say the least. So let's just get on back, but already at 7 points, we're feeling pretty good about this one. Let's get some mini penguins spawning on in and hopefully destroy these bots. All right, back in control. It's 7-4, make that 8-5, and we can just sit on our laurels right here and try to just collect points as soon as possible. Rico's gonna go ham, but the big briefcase of Justice is gonna end up slapping down in a moment. Still with Rosa coming through, going to be a little bit of an issue, but why don't we go ahead and throw our penguins a little bit closer to the action to make sure we're going to get some work done. All right, 13-8, just continuing control of this side right now. So many points to be had just by sticking in your zone and chilling where you are. Penguin of Justice going to go in once more, guys, and at 16-15, so long as we don't get cheesed by some double points right here, we're going to be fine. Just a little bit more on our radar, and this should be an easy dub. All right, narrowly avoiding that Brock shot, using this penguin as a shield, closing in on ultimate victory, 20-11, and that should be a dub. Wait, what? This one actually requires more points? We're at 22-11. I thought we had enough points to take this win. What in the world at 25 points, guys? We've officially broken Brawl Stars. Only 27 needed right here, And let's see if we can finish this one off. Maybe this is going to be 30 points for the victory. I am not even really sure right now. Double points going to finally come through, and it's safe to say that we've officially broken Brawl Stars with 32 points inside of this mode. I'm pretty sure that you're only supposed to be able to get 20, but let's consult the rule book and see if there's anything different. So from everything I gather, I'm pretty sure you're only supposed to be able to get to 20 points. So safe to say we've broken the developer build. Don't worry about the massive points we got inside of that one. Let's go ahead and get into match number 3 right now on a special new map where it looks like we're gonna have 2 points once again without that gigantic wall in the very center trying to hold us down. All right, briefcase bashing right on top of that M should put us in a pretty decent spot to kick this one off. They're gonna be a little bit concerned about my little penguin, so I can just continue doing my thing. And of course, with my Mr. P star power, guys. Oh, and by the way, that max super gave me some crazy speed right there. We're going to be sitting in a pretty good spot. All right, BB going to run through. A little bit more spray and pray right here. Spike. These little spike statues on the right-hand side are pretty cute as well. But now that we've got almost double control of the zones, we're going to be in a pretty solid spot for this one. A couple more shots onto this tick. He is literally dodging every single thing I throw in front of him. And let's finish this one off with one more clean shot. All right, 9-3. We'll see if this one ends on 20 points, unlike the other. Ems is going to end up cleaning us up, but Max should have the damage unless he goes full bot to finish this one off. 9-3, 1 minute left on the clock. And guys, this is going to be an interesting map once we get in with some real players to see how people adjust to multiple points being on the board. Obviously, you want to be in control of your point, but even if you just step into your opponent's zone for a second, it's going to restart that 3-second countdown that they need to get a point for the zone that they're in. So going to be interesting to see how people weigh this one out right here. 14-4 right now. This is a pretty big domination of this zone. Let's go and throw our little turret right here. And as you can see, my little penguin isn't going to capture this zone. You have to be in the zone physically if you want to get it done. 17-4 with double points coming in. 20 on the board, guys. And I really actually don't know why we haven't won yet. I'm pretty sure it's a 20-point limit when the game actually goes live. But for now, we'll clean up as many points as humanly possible. And let's see if we can set a new world record. 15-14, 13 seconds left on the clock. M's going in as we stack up these points, but this should be a big GG. Well played. And yeah, a point every second and a half is going to go well for us. 33-8, safe to say that was destruction. So hopping into map number 4, we're going to get into some breakout brawl right here. Pretty similar map designs, honestly, for the ones that we've seen so far. As far as the placements of the 2 zones goes, it's hard to get too creative with them, but taking a look at this one, the jump pad is what makes it so much more fun than the others, and why it's going to make it a lot more difficult to protect these zones. Already so far, we're going to get a nice clean start onto this one with only Poco showing up on this side. Let's continue just balking on out right here, and hopefully that Poco doesn't try to snag us on down. Penny going to be an issue if she sprays me behind that little penguin, so let's make sure that that doesn't happen. Finally, she's going to end up going down, and finally we'll take control of zone number 1. All right, Crow being an issue, but not really too much of it. Poco's going to finally go in. I think really at this point, we're just trying to maybe get to 40 points for the first time inside of this one, which, by the way, I don't really think we're supposed to be getting to 40 points, but moving on, Crow and Poco will end up taking over right here, so I'll give them the light of day. Let's make our way to this right-hand side just to make sure we're holding it down with Pam, and hopefully this Colt doesn't take too much death and destruction. All right, already so far, we've seen that we've dominated the left, we've made our way to the right. Da Capo is still going ham right now, so this Crow is at an immense amount of HP. Finally, it looks like our Penny's going to run away and make his way into the fray. So let's just run over to this side and see if we can clean up the rest of these brawlers before things get a little too crazy. Penny versus Penny. Are you serious? 17-6, guys. Let's clean up strong and jump on the jump pad. And why not just throw our little destructive penguins? Let's throw that spawner. First penguin spawner to ever be tossed inside of the new Brawl Stars. How do you like that? All right, 18-9. I would love to get to 40 points somehow, but I don't know if it's going to be possible without teammates who sort of know what they're doing with me. Let's just run on back right here, and they're going to start stacking up some points as we get into double point time in these last 30 seconds. Running on forward, finally we'll capture that right-hand side. Finally be able to make our way to the left, and with only Poco remaining, we should be able to clean this one up for an easy dub. Pro just doing his thing. Oh, man, and by doing his thing, that just means dying repeatedly. 28-11, 6 seconds left. Shouldn't be enough for us to try to max out at a full 40 stars, if even possible. Wow. Breakout Brawl, not bad. Loving the launch pads inside of Hot Zone. So for the final map of today inside of Hot Zone, we're going to be playing Controller Chaos, which has a pretty wide open center to it for all of these 2-point maps that we've seen so far. Obviously, there's only one map so far that has that singular point that makes it really hard to contest and get onto, but this one being a double point is going to get a little bit crazy. All right, so kicking this off, we've already got a point from this left-hand side. Going to continually go ham as Thicko Mode Pam goes down on this side. Now, Mr. P with his briefcases does have a pretty ridiculous range range if you guys haven't noticed already. Using his full kit to your advantage with that new star power is pretty dang good. And let's just go ahead and throw down our super right here. This Frank, by the way, is a savage, and he's going to end up destroying our Carl. All right, finally, I'm going to help clean up. Sandy's going to go in right there. Pam is on this side, using her turret to her advantage. Heals are still coming on through as we finally are able to clean her up right here. But at 5-2, Mr. Mini P Penguins going ham all over the map. I think we should still be okay, guys, but this will be the final map so far. And honestly, for me, I'm loving this new mode. I think it's going to be a ton of fun with different people inside of the game. Probably my only concern is that I wish there was a little bit more variety when it came to the maps. Like if we could have a triple hot zone map, or if we could have one where the zones are a little bit smaller. Maybe there's like, you know, 4 zones there that are sort of near the center. I'd love to see a little bit more variety there rather than just having this 2 big points on the left and the right hand side on pretty similar looking maps. But for you guys, would love to hear your feedback inside the comment section below. But overall, I think this is going to be a nice addition to 3v3 inside of Brawl Stars. I mean, this has been the most recent 3v3 addition besides Present Plunder that we've seen since Siege. So safe to say that this one's probably going to be pretty popular amongst most people. It's going to end up taking the place of, you know, Lone Star and Takedown that were in the game previously, and we'll see how things roll out so far. All right, at 22-5, looking good. Let's back on up for a couple more kills. Little more Penguins coming through to try to harass this Frank right here at 364 damage per shot. That should be an easy kill. That should be a dead Piper, and that should be GG. Well played, taking the dub inside of our final match of Hot Zone. So that's going to break it down for our first look into Hot Zone inside of the newest update coming out inside of Brawl Stars. Personally, for me, I feel like this is going to be a pretty popular 3v3 mode. I think it's a lot of fun. Again, just a little bit more map diversity to end up picking a win. For some reason, we were able to go past the 20 points today, but I'm going to take a look and ask the Brawl Stars team if that's intentional, if it's not intentional, and I'll update you guys with some animations on the screen to let you know what's up. That's going to do it for me, though. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, hit that bell if you haven't already for more Brawl Stars content coming your way. Stay tuned for the update, hopefully dropping very soon. And make sure you're using code PAT inside of the shop. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace